Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to do this deep purpley kind of shade of nail design, and today we are actually recreating another nail design. I feel like I've been recreating quite a few recently. I'll pop it onto the screen here now. I actually think I came across it on Instagram and I just fell in love. The moment I looked at it, I could see that there was, I won't know fully, but it looks like there's transfer foil used, and I love the very fine detailing, and there's no way I can recreate the fine detailing. So I tried to do some DIY and basically went around it somehow. So you see in the video my little trick how to do the beautiful little fine details without actually knowing how to do it. So firstly, I'm applying one shade of gel actually across all of those nails. So I decided to switch it up a little bit today and try and pick up a colour from a different brand. So I decided to pick up Semilac. I actually have a bunch of Semilac gel polishes, like way more than you all probably can imagine, and I never use them. So I thought today I'm going to just pick up a shade. So, you know, rather than picking up a shade just as similar as that one from Madam Glam, I thought let me pick up one from Semilac or any other company I had. But for today, it actually ended up being the Semilac one. So I am applying 2 layers on all of those. Before curing the second layer, I'm just going to tap in some of that beautiful fine glitter in there. It's so gorgeous. I love it. So for the design that we're recreating, the nails in the image, there's only 3, so we had to kind of DIY the other 2 and basically make up our own, which is fine. One is of course going to be sugared, the other one I'm going to put on some crystals. So I'm using one of my Macart transfer foil gels, and we're going to apply transfer foil on 3 nails. The first one, I'm applying a very thin layer on the full nail, and you want to make sure you're doing thin. The amount of times I've cured it and it actually became wrinkly and horrible, so make sure you've got a fine application. The other nail is going to be only half covered with that transfer foil gel, so I'm covering the bottom half just like in the image that we're recreating, and the third and last nail is going to have half of a nail as well with that transfer foil gel, but it's going to be the right hand side half of the nail. So I'm just going to colour it in. Once again, make sure you're doing thin layers. I'm sure you guys have come across it wrinkling, and it's the worst thing ever, especially when you're trying to do the foil. So I dug through my foil collection and I'm trying to pick out or find one as similar as that one. Unfortunately, I don't have that one. I can't be 100% certain that it was transfer foil that this lady used, but I found something very similar. I feel like the way the flowers are on that transfer foil is very, very similar to the one the lady used. So I thought I'll pick that one up, and I don't think I've ever used that one before. Of course, right now, when you look at the transfer foil, it looks used, and it was because I made this set already. So I'm just recreating it for the video, but before that, I didn't use it at all. So it's quite nice to get your hands on some products that you don't often use. I honestly get so happy every time I get to use something that I don't often use. So same thing with that gel polish today. It's just really nice to finally make use of something you don't often do. So good stuff there. So a little trick, leave your transfer foil gel for a couple of minutes before using it. It just makes it so much easier to transfer. Just a couple of presses, and as you can see, it's coming off super quickly. This is slightly sped up, so this isn't, you know, it's not that quick, but it is definitely much quicker, and the longer you leave it, the quicker it will be, especially if you're not doing a full transfer on the nail. If you only got like one little tiny image that you're trying to transfer, it's literally seconds and it's transferred beautifully. Everything's on there and no little gaps or anything like that. So you want to also make sure you focus quite a lot on those sides, because I find those sides are always the worst to transfer. So you have to really make sure you scrub it up those little sides. So once you've transferred that, I have this stamping plate that has very similar kind of little details that the lady did, but of course she did it hand painted. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that confident with my nail art brush just yet to do such fine beautiful little lines like that. So I thought, as a little alternative, what I would do is pick up this plate, stamp the little images. We're going to matte top coat this set in a moment, and then I'm going to go over those lines with a nail art gel that will cure tack free and shiny on top of the matte nails, just like the lady has. So she's got the matte nails and then a beautiful shiny nail art on top of it. So that's how I went around it. Unfortunately though, when I did this set off camera for myself just to practice and see how it goes before filming, I used a different matte top coat. I used the Macart one, and unfortunately I used the Vanillisa one today in the video, and the Vanillisa for some reason just does not play ball with the nail art gel that I use. It just seems to separate it and makes it kind of oily and weird. I don't know what's happening, so you see that in a moment. But trust me, when I did this with the other matte top coat, it worked so well. I just had such a nightmare doing it with the matte top coat, so that was completely my fault. I knew that happens. I just completely forgot about it and used the wrong one, so that's completely on me. But as you can see, I am placing the little patterns and the little, I'm not quite sure what they're actually called. So if you can let me know, if anybody knows if this even has a specific name or anything, let me know in the comments. But I'm placing those beautiful little lines on the 3 nails that we've done the transfer foil on, which is exactly how the image that we're copying has done it as well. So of course my little nail art is going to be slightly different because of course I'm not doing exactly the same beautiful white nail art detailing. I'm doing whatever the stamping plate can offer me. So now I'm going in with that top coat. Don't get me wrong, the matte top coat from Mona Lisa is great and I do love it, and I've been using it for probably over a year now actually. I've had it for a very long time. It's just when it comes to applying the Glitter Bells Unbelievable Gels on top of that matte top coat, it just does not want to play together. It just does not work. So make sure you avoid that in case you've got both of those products. Try and make using a different matte top coat. I know the Madame Glam Velvet matte top coat is absolutely amazing. So that I'm sure would work perfectly fine. But I can definitely guarantee that the Macart matte top coat works just as good. So there we go. It's all matte. And as you can see, the stamping that we've done is kind of like not very like standing out. That's why we want to go over it with that gel polish there. Well, no, nail art gel, I guess. To brighten it up and make it shiny, and it will really make it stand out because of that matte background. So firstly, we're going to do 2 lines on this nail there, trying to make them the same thickness as possible. I'm just trying to correct myself there. And we're going to do another 2 lines on this nail as well, but of course this time going from the top to the bottom. The other one was from one side to the other. So this is probably the hardest bit there, trying to get the line as straight as possible and the same thickness. It's just too much going on at once, but it's fine. You can just go back in, correct it, fix anything up. I do believe I pop into the lamp, so the quicker you do your lines, the quicker you pop into the lamp, the less of like separation you will find with doing the Mona Lisa matte top coat and the Glitter Bells nail art gel combo. So I had to work very quick, constantly popping into the lamp. It was just the biggest pain ever. So I only show you the smallest little fragment of me actually trying to trace the little images that we've placed down. This nail here is going to have a white border, so we're going all around the nail. That one was actually quite easy to do, so that was quite fun. Sometimes I find it quite intimidating to get them the same kind of thickness, but the moment you place your nail brush onto the nail, it seems to just randomly work. I don't know how to explain it, but it just works. And it's quite easy to fix up as well, so that's nice. So just border it up, pop them into the lamp. They have to cure for 60 seconds. Make sure you do 60 seconds. You don't want to undercure them and ruin your whole design, especially when you take hours trying to trace those little images we've placed down and they smudge. Oh, I can't imagine that. So make sure you place them for 60 seconds. So I'll show you, like I said, a very, very small little fragment of me trying to trace it. It took me a very long time. This is incredibly time consuming, but I think it's incredibly effective at the same time. As you can see here right now, like that image is quite like fading away, but the moment we apply the nail art gel, it just makes everything look better. So I'm so glad I did it this way. Of course, you might be able to get like stamping polishes with like a tacky layer, so maybe like rubbing in some chrome could look really cool doing it this way rather than what I've just done there. I've probably done a very time consuming way, but it worked in the end, so that's the most important thing. So tracing it is obviously not as hard as actually just from your brain trying to paint it and stuff, but you still have to have fairly good kind of brush control to make the lines not as thick in some areas and then thicker in others. So it can still be a little bit difficult, but give it a go. I'm sure the more times you trace, the better it gets for you. It's just practice, practice, practice. So once those have been cured, we've got one more nail to work on, and that's going to be our crystal nail. So I thought I will take out some of my opal crystals along with some clear crystals, and I'm just going to do one of those swooshes on the nail and just mix and match those opal with the clear crystals. I am also going to chuck on there some caviar beads as well in between, but very, very small amount, nothing too crazy actually. So I ended up just placing a couple in the center, and then possibly some right at the end. But if you wanted to make it look even better than I did, you could just continue placing those caviar beads in between every single crystal you see, and it would look so cool, like so cool. But it took me so long trying to outline and kind of trace those little images we stamped that I was just so tired, and I was just done filming and I just wanted to finish it all together. So I just skipped placing the caviar beads everywhere because, you know, that's quite time consuming as well. So had to kind of cut that one short. So in case you're also wondering, with the crystals, I am using opal crystals from AliExpress. I believe those clear crystals are also from AliExpress, and the rhinestone glue gel that I'm using is from Macart. Absolutely love that stuff. If you're wondering why it's in that container, I just put it into that container so it's easier for me to pick up and use. It used to be some old AliExpress quality kind of rhinestone glue gel. I scooped it up, cleaned it and everything, and just started placing my Macart rhinestone glue gel in there, and it's probably the best thing I've ever done. So if you're wondering if you should do it, you should definitely do it. It's so much easier. You just dip your brush into that rhinestone glue gel and just apply it, rather than kind of squeezing out the tube on the side and trying and then wasting product, and it's just a pain. So if you are considering it, absolutely do it. It's a life changer. So here's the caviar bead time. Like I've said, just a couple, nothing too crazy. Just where I felt was a bit bare, because you can see I've got a couple of crystals in the center, and then it just goes to one at a time. So I felt like I just needed to add something extra there just to cover it up a little bit more, make it a bit more seamless looking. So just a couple. And then once you're happy, you can pop those into the lamp. Of course, ideally you'd probably want to apply the crystals and then top coat the nail so you don't have any shiny bits, in case you kind of overdraw your rhinestone glue gel like I did a little bit. But you can also avoid that by going in with a lint-free wipe and some nail cleaner as well if you wanted to, just to like wipe it away and not make it shiny. So here's the final result. I hope you guys liked it. I love how they came out. It's a little bit different, and it was such a nice little quick trick on how to, you know, not know how to do them, but still do them. But you can also see it on the image there where the separation is happening. But it's fine. They still look super cute. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.